Hey Steph, how are you?
Good, Gary. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to be doing replay ISE 2026. It was a
Me
big
too.
show, big show. We have a lot to talk about today, and
God, yeah.
we appreciate you joining us. Obviously, for those that know what we're doing here, we don't need to repeat much. But for those that are new to this, this is really just a curated version of ISE. I mean, we shot. We're going to tell you well over 2,000 videos. We'll give you the actual deets in just a second. Over 2,000 videos in 4 days,
Yep.
with like I don't know, 12 or 13 video shooters total, and and we did a bunch of booth tours, a bunch of interviews, and so we're going to take the things that we thought were the most interesting, some of the new interesting products too. We put it into a quick couple-hour session here, right, Steph?
Yes, I think this will probably last like hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes or so. But yes, and like this is just a taste of what was on the show floor. Like Gary said, there were over 2,300 videos that we shot, and this has about 40 of those. So it is literally like just a bit. And I curated this based off of the places that I spent time, the places where Gary spent time. I also dug around on Reddit. I dug around on social media to see what products everyone was talking about. So this is kind of meant to be, your best case scenario if you couldn't go to the show and you just want to see like the high points.
Yeah, and
Um,
we're on the launch platform. Obviously, for those of you who don't know the platform, here's a quick platform review. If you want to actually ask Steph and I a question, just do that in the Q&A right there to the right. It's curated by an administrator on our side that'll check out and make sure the question is relevant. Below us, there's some polling that we're doing. Just ask you some questions. Maybe even ask you which one of the products is your favorite product, something like that. Maybe
yeah.
pop up. But that's how we're going to track. Are you paying attention? We want you to pay attention to what we're doing here. So make sure you participate in the polls. Below that is networking, where you can talk amongst each other, and there's actually a group networking option there as well. And we'll watch both those locations for questions. But I don't know. Are we going out live on LinkedIn or anywhere else, Steph, while we're doing this? Or are we just doing launch?
I think we're just doing launch, but
Okay.
we could probably restream it to LinkedIn. I don't see why anyone's stopping us.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this
Yeah.
during rAVe TV as well. So, but there's a lot, there's a lot going on at the show. I know you have the specs, right?
Yeah, so let's kind of show a
And
few
we should mention it was in Barcelona. Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
not
it's
just
in
the
Barcelona.
largest European show. This is the largest global AV show.
It is. And I've got some show floor images to kind of cycle through to kind of give you a sense of how big this was because just saying a number is just not the same. So to give you guys some perspective here, this was the biggest ISE ever, 92,170 attendees total, which was 120,914 registrations. So some
Wow.
people did not come, but 92,000 of them did. And then
And those are
more exhibitors than ever
92,000
too.
individual people?
Do what?
Are those 92,000 individual people, not people repeated from the first day to the
Correct.
second day?
Correct.
Okay.
92,000 original people,
So
like not
unique
counted
people.
again every time they scan in.
Got it.
And more exhibitors than ever too. There were 1,751 exhibitors this time, and all of the halls of the Barcelona trade show floor were utilized. So there are 8 of those, and all of them were used up. So I thought that was really crazy this year because last year Hall 8 was utilized, but like kind of not really. It was kind of overflow. And this year Hall 8 was its own thing called Spark that was made for content creators, broadcast, kind of pulling in those other people that might not know that they're AV yet, but are still in our industry, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
And like you said, Gary, we have about 2,300 videos. We're still uploading those. So thank you to everyone for giving us patience on that. It's hard work doing that. It's me and it's the other people on the rAVe team who upload, categorize, title, organize, and get those up. So yeah,
And by the way, if you're one of those exhibitors and complaining that we haven't gotten your video up, remember we shot 2,300 videos, as Steph said, and we do them randomly with one exception. It doesn't matter what size sponsorship package. We shoot all those videos for free. We shoot 2,300 videos for free. Even if you purchase the smallest sponsorship package, we prioritize getting those videos up within 24 to 48 hours after shooting them. So if you're really itching to get your videos up when we ever do a show, you should, even if you buy the smallest package, like I said, outside of that, the other 200 or 2,000 videos go up randomly. We don't like pick and choose the way they go up. Some of it's bandwidth related, but some of it's just human bandwidth related. It takes a while to title them. It takes a while to to make sure that they're titled correctly with the right part numbers, model numbers, nomenclature.
Yeah,
we pride ourselves on getting that right. And by the way, if you see a video that's wrong, we'll pay you $1 million. No, just kidding.
Oh my God!
If we have a video that is wrong, just
you can email me.
Just email Steph. Steph at the rAVeagency.com, and she will personally change that title for you, right, Steph?
Yeah, personally, I will fix it. Yes, it doesn't happen a ton, but it does happen just every year, especially if it's a new product and I can't Google it yet, so I just have to base it off of what was said in the video. Sometimes I get the title case wrong, or sometimes I don't get the specs exactly right.
Yeah, so I do that a lot. I mean, the problem is, it's you're dealing with language barriers, but you're also dealing with sometimes the model changes. We've had that problem too, where a manufacturer will call us a month later and say we've added a letter or we've taken off a letter off the model number. So,
which can definitely happen. So you never know. But yeah, so if you still want to get like a really good idea of what the show floor looks like, I pulled a clip of one of your show floor tours on the busiest day of the show. It was when you were fighting for your life in Hall 3.
Yeah.
And I think that showing that is the best like showcase of how busy this was, because you were fighting getting through those aisles.
Yeah.
So we have that, and we're going to pull that through, so check that out.
And we're in the kind of the back-ish of Hall 3, and we're diagonally across from the Shure booth. Of course, Shure is using ISE 2026 to launch their video bar product, which is a collaboration product. You can poke your head in there and see it right there. You can see they now have cameras. It's not just one camera. They have 4 cameras, I believe, on the front of that video bar, and at least 3, maybe 4 cameras. I can't remember now. Too many specs in my head. And it's designed to shoot the whole room, chop it up from different angles. But as you can see, there's a line of people waiting to go get a demo of the video bar product from Shure. Check out Epson. Epson obviously is the industry's LED only company. That's all they do is LED. They're the industry's only LED only company. I don't think there's another one. And of course, Epson Live is their division that handles live events, staging, and concerts. All right, so as we move up here, I want you to notice this is the back of the LG booth. They have surrounded on 2 sides of their booth transparent LED technology. So if you look, they had a version of this that was applied like a film to glass. Now they have fully transparent, kind of like what MuxWave, MuxWave, that company had. LG has a version of that as well. And of course, LG always does a sort of like spectacular show opening. And this year is no different. They have a 3-sided cube, LED cube, where the transparent LED is built into the show. I don't know if we're going to actually catch it while it's actually moving here, but while we're waiting for that, you can take a look at Nelly, the Christie elephant, being projection mapped with 5 4K projectors. But let's see if we catch it back here. Yeah, they always do something kind of fun. I'm sure they'll do something very similar at InfoComm for those of you who are watching in the U.S. But people just stand around and watch this show. It's like a museum. There you go. It's moving. And it's kind of cool because you can see how they built the content to work seamlessly with the LED behind it. All right, so that's transparent LED on top of traditional micro LED technology. Panasonic, of course, one of the biggest projector companies in the world, along with Epson, side by side. Here's Epson on the right. You can check out the videos we shot at Epson this morning, or we shot them yesterday at ravepubs.com/ISE. Type in Epson in the video search window. But as you can see, they're doing ceiling projection from single 4Ke projectors. And they've got their immersion pro wall with 3 short throw projectors. And by the way, there's their short throw projector in a cart. That's a one SKU product you can buy from Epson. That's the 815 short throw projector, which generates a 130-inch image from 18 inches away from the wall. Panasonic, of course, they've got their projector products, which are primarily used in live events, rentals, staging applications. As we move across the aisle here, this is a big walking aisle between all of the halls. To the other side of Hall 3, you got Crestron. Crestron probably has, if not the biggest booth.
Okay, I have another clip, and I added this one in for fun. Gary, please don't be mad at me, but this was a clip of when we were at the Avixa TV booth, and Dave Labuscus, he showed up. Yeah. And he showed up showing some love to you specifically. So check this out.
We've used different terms, but it all talks to each other, and it all works together.
Angle of getting a signal.
That's Dave Labuscus. That dude just kissed me.
We're a loving.
Dave, you're gonna walk away.
This is an industry of love.
You don't want to say hello to the audience? Come say hello at least. This is the CEO of Avixa.
Yeah.
And I'll just go.
Retiring.
He's always.
He's leaving the industry.
Guys, how's it going?
He's retiring. When is your official retirement?
End of the year.
End of the year. I mean, this is a huge loss to the industry here.
Hi, Dave.
All right, so I had a chance. Both of us actually had a chance to go to the HP Poly booth, and HP Poly is an interesting company because, you know, they were the number 1, number 2, arguably, definitely top 2. For 20 years in video conferencing, right? It was Cisco or HP, right? Or Poly at the time, Polycom, and they were number 1, number 2, right? And then basically when Zoom and Teams really amped up, Poly kind of disappeared. I mean, let's be honest. They kind of, you know, Cisco did for a little while, but Poly for a longer while, and then of course they got purchased by HP. HP has really amped up Poly, and Poly's back. I mean, not that they ever went anywhere. It's just that, you know, we were so focused on all these other companies building Zoom compatible and Teams compatible rooms. I was really impressed with what they had at the booth. I don't know if you had a chance. I got a chance to do an entire booth tour, Steph. I don't know if we're going to show the booth tour, or are we going to show your interview?
Well, first of all, I did want to show this interview. this is an exclusive for this replay because HP Poly is our headlining partner for this event. So did want to send a shout out to them. But yeah, so check out this interview because he kind of talks about that. We talk about how they're really pushing Poly, how they're doing that, and then we'll show you what is my favorite thing that they had at their booth. So first of all, check out this interview. Hey everyone, I hope you all are enjoying rePLAY ISE 2026 so far. I am joined by a representative from our headlining sponsor, HP Poly, and joined by Pat Pivovarczyk. So first of all, how was ISE for you guys? Your booth was so busy, by the way, it was hard to even get inside of it, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, it was jam-packed, wall-to-wall people. It was very impressive. My first ISE, by the way. So. Okay. I had nothing to go on, but it was absolutely a madhouse. And yes, love the fact that it was standing room only and elbow to elbow. So it was a great sign that people wanted to come see us.
Yes, absolutely. So since you guys had such a clear, strong presence at ISE this year, what would you say was the overarching message that you wanted attendees to kind of walk away with?
Sure. I think there's a couple. We've got some key messages that I think everyone should know when they walk into the HP Poly booth is we're all about the future of work, right? So we should be able to talk to you about anything and everything in our portfolio that helps you either come back to work remotely, work in small and medium and large spaces, right? So that it's all about the future of work and how do our solutions really help you do better work and do better work collaborating. So we've got lots of messages that I think is critical, and we did do. We spent a lot of time launching our Mission headset line as well. So that was a big big to do. I think everybody's very impressed with the refresh headset line, so I think that went over very well. But we've got lots of things to talk about in our booth this ISE. Look, we're all here to improve the way people collaborate, and I think we've got some outstanding solutions that demonstrate that through and through.
Yeah, y'all had a bunch in your booth, so I'm going to kind of name a couple of things. You had new headsets, you had voice score AI, you had PolyOS 5.0, and that's just 3 of the things. So how do these innovations all of the things you guys were showing, how do they work together to improve that overall collaboration experience?
Well, I think we want to make sure a couple of things. One, we want to provide the best quality audio and video in any experience that you walk into a room. So I think that's something we always pride ourselves at HP Poly, is making sure that is high quality, studio quality, right? I mean, all the things that really make that experience first class. So with our voice scoring, we have the ability to walk into a room, assess what the room is, as is, if you will, and then how do you improve on that? So I think that is very helpful for anyone that's an AV integrator, customers that are supporting our solutions on their own, right? That really provides them the ability to assess and baseline how the room sounds and looks, and how do you improve that so it sounds at its ultimate best. So for us, I think that's very exciting. That helps improve the experience through and through. We announced our 5.0 software, which is here coming soon. And I think that'll provide lots of things like how do we continue to get to that next version of Android 13. It also provides that longevity of the actual OS, and our certification on all our products are out now to 2032. So we're very excited. If anyone was questioning what we're doing and whether or not our products are going to be around, I think that message of 2032 certification across our portfolio and supporting the OS is tremendous. We've got lots of products, that are in the booth, like our V12 USB bar, which I think got a lot of attention. We have our refreshed X series with X32, 52, and 72 that got a lot of attention. We've got lots to talk about. So I think we're there to make sure that everyone has the best experience, and that our partners that are installing and supporting this are also well equipped. And like you said, I think the voice scoring is a great tool for them to leverage.
Absolutely. We were talking about this before the call, that was actually my favorite thing that I saw from you guys, because it's an AI powered scoring and diagnostic tool that's literally built into your ecosystem that helps IT admins measure and improve meeting room sound. Like, it's literally made to make people's lives easier, and we need more products like that in AV. So how do you see products like this shaping the future of collaboration?
Well, I think it's essential, right? We've had, even though I'm sure the talk of the town of the show was AI, right? I mean, everybody is leveraging that. For us, that is something that's been core to our portfolio for quite some time, and that AI really helps enhance what we do, whether it's video or audio. But what I think when the day is done, we want to make sure that our experience is best in class. So the more that we can provide tools, the more we can help our integrators installing and maintaining this feel like they're not alone, and that they don't have to sit there and figure out why something isn't working. So I think that really helps us give the future to our integrator community the ability to have better tools, and really to make sure that what they're delivering for their customer works as designed.
Absolutely. And let's talk about the OS 5.0. So what's changed under the hood there that integrators and IT teams should be paying particular attention to?
So we'll have a little refreshed skin. So when you log in, that'll also look a little new. So nice, call it, we put an extra piece of paint and coating on everything to make it look nicer. We do, once again, I think the Android longevity is a big message there. We have some new features that will be added as well. We could probably spend 30 minutes, an hour on those, but we're going to enhance a lot of the feature sets that some of our customers and partners have been waiting for, right? We do this in labs features. We do this in beta trialing. So we have a lot of those features that have been on the roadmap for a little bit will get released in 5.0. So we're very excited about that. And we want to make sure that all our partners are geared up to be trained for that. So I'll give us a plug. We do some what we call HOTS training, hands-on training, and we do that across North America on a regular basis. And this provides us the ability to get our partners sitting down with our equipment. We do a one-day HOT training 100 class. We also then do a HOTS training 200 class. This is free for partners to sign up and leverage. And what's great about that, it gives them hands-on with our products, and it gives them the ins and outs of making sure they're optimizing the installation experience for their customer.
Awesome. And beyond what we saw at ISE, what do you think partners and customers and everyone should be watching for from HP Poly in the 2026?
You know, I think we have so much on the horizon that's coming, and obviously we share what we can when we have it materially in front of us. But I think what the message I would tell our partner and our customer community is, look, we're not done. We're continuing to evolve. We are front and center in how we refresh what we do. I think, the Poly portfolio being acquired by HP was a great thing, and I think that provides us a lot of R&D and a lot of great supply chain skills that the greater HP has. So I think you're going to see us get more nimble, hopefully deliver on the message of what we're saying about collab, which we are the future of work. So I think what's exciting for us is that we're going to continue to see how our portfolio can gain more traction with each other. As an example, we shared the V12. We have our HP G6 dock that works hand in hand with our products. And you'll start seeing more of those portfolios come together. So look, I think we have the best story out in the market against our competitors. We own our own PC. We have our own compute. We're very well partnered with all our alliances from Google to Zoom and Microsoft. So I think you're going to hear more and more from us that's going to be very exciting. And we're going to do this across the board with partners. And I think that's what gets me excited working with that community.
All right. I look forward to seeing what's going to happen. My last question for you, Pat, is where can people find more information on any of the things we talked about during this interview and more information on HP Poly?
Yep. So hp.com. And I will tell you today, so I'll be full transparency with everyone. When you think about the greater HP website, you're going to have to go to the side and go under accessories, and we're there under the Poly portfolios there. So that's probably one thing I want to make sure everybody's aware of. We obviously have lots of solutions in the HP family of solutions. So that's how you'll find us at Poly. That's the best way to do it. The other thing I would share with everyone, please, you could also follow me or connect with me on LinkedIn. Happy to do that. I think the partner community is all about relationship, and we've been around a long time. I've been around a long time, probably longer. The gray hair probably shows it. But I'm here to help wherever we can, and happy to connect with our partner community.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Pat. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Now I'm going to get back to rePLAY, and I'm going to keep showing you guys some of me and Gary's favorite products from the show. All right, so based on that interview, we talked about VoiceScore AI a little bit, but the real beauty of it is kind of hearing them talk about it on the show floor. So I have this little bit of that product video, so we can roll that now.
Have you ever installed a meeting room and you know how the audio sounds in the room, but you don't necessarily know how it sounds on the far end? Are we getting clear microphone pickup from all corners? Are we having issues with background noise? That's what our new VoiceScore AI feature is here to help solve. It gives you an actual tangible measure of the audio quality coming in the room. So we're getting this all through the web interface on our Poly Video devices. And so you can see here we get like an overall score, we get a specific speech score and a background noise score on a scale of 1 to 5. So it'll tell you what kind of audio performance you're getting in your space for what the far end is hearing. It's also giving you some tips, like if your score is not as high as you'd like it to be, are you sure you've got your Noise Block AI version 2 turned on? Are you sure you've got your acoustic fence turned on? Maybe you need to add some of our Poly Studio A2 expansion microphones. So this is a way that you can get an actual measure for the audio quality coming from a room, whether you're just trying to finish an initial setup, or maybe you're getting a support call because users are complaining they're not being heard. This can allow you to track and measure that remotely from anywhere so you can solve problems before users encounter them in your meeting spaces.
All right, and the next product that I want to talk about is one that pretty much lit up the show floor. I don't know a person who was not talking about this, and that is Shure's new IntelliMix Pro video bar. So Gary, you got to check this out, and we're showing this now kind of beside us. Tell me about this. This is okay. So a video bar in our industry is like not what's unique.
Yeah, and if you look closely, there's 4 cameras there, right? There's 2 in the center, and then there's 2 on the outside, right? The ones on the outside are pointing at an angle. I don't know the exact angle, maybe 30-degree angle, so that you're getting a cross-section of the table. So you're able to pick up everyone sitting around a conference room table. And so Shure is squarely in the video market with this product. But you know, it works in the Intellimix ecosystem. That has a I'm not sure if I'm gonna turn around now or later, but that has a built-in switch and router inside of it, so you can plug in all the other Intellimix products across the network. There you go. And they've got a cable shroud for the back of it. They've got some really integrator-friendly features. Like, for example, you hold 2 buttons down on the side, Steph, and it pops up with the MAC address, the IP address. I mean, simple integrator kind of features. Of course, it's back there on the label, but when it's mounted, people
You're
don't
not
want
going
to
to rip it
try to
off
look
the
at
wall to get.
But they also built the mount so that it tilts forward and back, and it's tight enough that you don't accidentally do it. You have to pull it really hard to do it, but that's another integrator-friendly feature. As you can see, it's got Phoenix connectors for audio, but it's also got the ability to connect external microphones to it, so you can use their new tabletop disc microphone that they introduced. So I like the product. It's very well done, very well designed.
It's also built on MDEP, which is huge. So Microsoft's device ecosystem platform, it is built to integrate especially with that and to be a perfect Teams Rooms product, which if you want your product to work on Teams Rooms, it's looking like MDEP is going to be the way to go. So Sony had a lot going on at their
They did. And in fact, there were a lot of really cool products on the show floor, but I have to give it to Sony for one of the best demos was their new SRD display, which is their spatial reality display, which they had a small version of it that had a shroud around it in the past, but now they have a big version of it. Basically, it's 3D without 3D glasses. So check this video out, and you're going to be impressed. I don't know how well this comes across on the camera, but as soon as you walk up to the display, it sees your eyes, and everything that's put on the display turns 3D.
Absolutely.
Today we're showcasing our SRD, our spatial reality display, and we've partnered with Ameria to show the new gesture control device that we've got that links on to the product. StarKit can be used to demonstrate, in this case we're using it with retail products, but you can actually move and interact with the products. This all being 3D as well, so it really jumps out. It's a really powerful way of showcasing products. For more information on any of these solutions, please visit pro.sony. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, like I said, it doesn't come through how 3D this is. It's all gesture-based, but it's full 3D. And the way the gesture-based works is looking at your hands, but also looking at your eyes. It's really cool. I mean, this is very specific applications, right? I mean, but I could see this in retail now with this type of display being popular.
Absolutely. Also, okay, I don't know if you saw this. This was in Hall 6, which was the audio hall, and that was right by our meeting room this year. So I would see this every time I went into Hall 6, and I was like, what is this? It is Void Acoustics Air Array speaker. Let's go ahead and throw this up so you guys can check it out beside us. Look at this thing.
Yeah,
Gary,
I saw it, but I didn't stop and look at it. But I mean, it's really impressive looking. And my question was, is that solid gold or is it just painted? What is
chrome.
that?
Yeah, it's a chrome finish.
Chrome?
They can do just about every finish under the sun for it, but this is for your high end. They want this really in bars. They want this in like a really nice nightclub, like a really, really
It's got a great aesthetic.
Yes, like a high-end venue this is for. And the way the line that this is part of, it's called the Incubus line, which is crazy. So everything about this is insane. And I only wish that I could have like stayed and listened to it because I was like, well, how does it sound? Play it for me.
Yeah, so, well, I did see it every time I walked by to use a restroom in that hall. But another company that had a really impressive product that we're going to show you a video of in just a moment is Airtame. Airtame is known as that sort of as a consumer wireless transmission company, but they've really worked on amping up their product to be more professional. And they've got a new product called Airtame 3, which is a screen sharing and conference in a box kind of product. So check this out and see what you think.
So I'm going to open the AirTame app here. I'm going to click Scan Pairing Code, and then I'm going to scan the pairing code on the screen. There we go. So in a couple of seconds, without typing anything, you can connect to the AirTame screen. I will click on Join Call, and now the AirTame app will load the calls that I have in my personal calendar. I can find the Microsoft Teams demo meeting here, click Join Call, and now the AirTame 3 is calling in to Microsoft Teams. My phone is just a remote control starting from here. Here we have a Microsoft Teams call running on dual screen setup from the AirTame 3. So this is also functionality we're bringing out here recently. And that was video conferencing from your own device, but running on the AirTame.
Yeah, so that's a good, conferencing BYOD product, I guess you'd say.
BYOB.
Yeah, BYOD product. But hey, did you get a chance to see the Crestron auto measure feature?
Yes, I feel like people were not talking about this enough. So this is basically, it's like a little cube that was in their booth, and you scan it, and what it does is it's an AI-powered configuration tool, and it helps to automate installation and calibration of their Automate VX, like voice-activated speaker tracking system. And basically, it uses these little cubes to map out a meeting room's like spatial layout. So it kind of ends up reducing like that manual effort that it takes for someone to set up a camera and a microphone and all of that positioning. So
Yeah,
like that's so cool, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously it's using AI technology to do that. And anything that simplifies integration is going to be popular. That video was a clip from a show floor tour. We did a live show floor tour on the show floor of ISE, which we will. I don't know how we get the information out about that, but somehow we'll make sure that everyone who registered for this gets a chance to see that tour and can watch that tour.
If they registered for it online, they get an email that's basically like, hey, this is available online now, and you can go check it out, which is really cool. It's interactive, so you get to like move over the map in the places that we went and then like click on them and show the video of what they showed on that tour. So it's pretty cool. We're doing it again at InfoComm, so if you would like to come with us, if you're an end user, and by that, of course, I mean a technical end user, AVIT end user, feel free to come along. So next up, I want to talk about Excite for a minute, because the last thing I expected Excite to come out with is a piece of hardware.
Yeah.
But this is actually pretty cool. This is a small on-prem hardware appliance. It's basically like an enterprise-grade box. We're going to throw that up beside us. And it basically like sits inside a building, and it connects your local AV devices to Excite's cloud platform. So why this is cool is because your non-cloud devices can now be managed remotely with Excite by putting this with it.
Now, of course, you could do this already with a computer, but they've packaged their own miniature computer together that's got Excite built into it. I think that's actually a good move, because our industry has a hard time selling software and services, and this creates a package of hardware around the software and services.
Yeah.
So I think it's a smart move by them. I think it'll help people, as integrators specifically, understand how to sell the product, because they're selling a piece of hardware with it that unlocks the software or the cloud. So BOE technology introduced a 0.9 millimeter pixel pitch, ultra slim HDR micro LED technology LED display. So I think we got a video to show that. By bonding LED chips directly to the glass, BOE aims to improve flatness, uniformity, and long-term stability. Just like, anytime you have one substrate with everything, the electronics and the display, it's going to be much more durable. And of course, it's aimed primarily, I'd say, at control rooms and corporate, high-end corporate LED applications. And a lot of people don't think of them as an LED company. There's literally 50, maybe 60 LED companies on the show floor that you would have never heard of before. BOE is one of the brands, of course.
BOE was impressive to me, though. Like, that chip on glass looked good.
Yeah, it looked really good, as did rAVe's booth. Now, of course, Steph and I have been big fans of rAVe's partnership with Seiko Seiko and the ArtMorph product. I know we have a video of that coming up, and that is marrying LED technology and physical material together. As you can see, that's not projection, that's LED. It looks like something you're projecting on a wall, but actually an LED that looks like a wall but actually has a wall material on front of it, like a
Yeah.
physical material
Yeah,
instead
it
of
gets
using.
really close so you can kind of see that graininess there.
Yeah.
That's actually like a cover that they put on top of the LED, and it's made so that the LED is bright enough to go through it.
Yeah,
So it turns, yeah.
And you can do any material for the most part. You just tell them if you want it to look like marble, give them a marble pattern. Because if you actually had your lobby with a marble wall, they can make that match so that when the LED's off, it'll look like the wall. But when the LED's on,
Yep.
you can put content anywhere, almost like it's appearing on the wall. And like I said, it looks like projection mapping that's just really freaking bright.
Yeah, which is cool. I haven't seen anything else like that yet. So that's why I included it again, because it's cool, and they were promoting it more this year. They had it on the outside of their booth, and I feel like in the past it's kind of been like tucked in, harder to
Yeah,
find.
you would have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah, and now they're like putting more emphasis on it, because I do think like we're looking for things that are prettier when they're off, especially for those high-end corporate hotel lobbies like this is made for. Okay, next product. This is a weird one, Gary. I was actually so excited to include this for you. Okay, so this is a company called Clever. They were in like the Congress Square portion, I think. Like, so they're a little bit newer. They're like a startup. And what they do is this is a professional rack mountable battery charger. So it's built for AV environments, and it charges up to 48 AA or AAA batteries, and it does it all simultaneously. It's like another one of those products that is like so simple.
I like that it's a drawer.
Yes.
Very
And
smart.
Gary, this was on our technology and practice tour, and of all the things these end users saw, this was their favorite.
Yeah, I mean, everyone listen, charging batteries, keeping batteries charged is a big business, and it's going to be even bigger business, and a lot of things use lithium-ion batteries now. Did you have a chance to see the Rally AI camera from Logitech and the AI Camera Pro products from Logitech? They were pretty awesome, very popular. Logitech's booth was packed the entire, I'm not exaggerating, the entire, I don't think there was a more packed booth consistently than Logitech. And of course their location helped, because they're literally where you come down into that hall that they're in. I forget the hall number, maybe two. And you come into it and boom, you come off the escalator and you're right there. So check this out, because I think this is a product that's going to be popular.
Excited to introduce the Rally AI Camera and Rally AI Camera Pro. We're super excited about this camera because it's really one of the most powerful systems we put out to date. We've got an ultra powerful PTZ on the top, but on the bottom, rather than including a regular viewfinder, we also wanted to include same camera as our RallyBoard 65. So you're going to get that 1-inch sensor. You're going to get really, really clear quality when it comes to the visuals. And as we're seeing here, there's a lot of different options for mounting. It's going to have a lot of different views. It'll have your standard speaker, room, grid, but we're also going to introduce presenter view with it as well. But one of the kickers to the device is that we really had this debate, because both cameras were super powerful. We asked, well, should we keep the PTZ, or do we just need the camera on the bottom? Like, which one should we do? And so we kind of went back and forth. And then we thought, well, why don't we just do them both? So Rally AI Camera Pro has the PTZ on top, but Rally AI Camera, bring the camera right over here, this one right here, is a smaller form factor version, again, with that ultra powerful camera on the bottom, has that privacy shutter built in. And as we're seeing from this wall, the other amazing part that I love about this product is that there are a lot of different mounting options. So if we look right up there, we've got a pivot mount for our Rally AI Camera Pro. We've got a standard wall mount. Earlier, we were looking at a ceiling mount. And even super cooler is with that smaller form factor, we're even able to do something like this, which is a wall inset mount, where we can put the camera in the wall. We just put this nice little fabric cover right on top of that, and then it really just seamlessly hides with the wall. So we're starting to call that polite technology. You know, things don't protrude from the wall. It just really gives you a good experience in the room to focus on that meeting.
I like that polite technology. By the way, it is cold in that hall, so he has a jacket on for a reason. That was the coldest hall in the convention center.
That was a cold hall. But I like that he called it polite technology, so it's like not in your face anymore. And that's their first like in-wall camera, no?
Yeah. It's a good product. It's going to be popular. I mean, obviously, Logitech is the most successful accessory company in collaboration. Sharp's new EC series of DV LED did not disappoint this year at the show. It is using flip chip technology, chip on board technology. It's a DV-LED. It was at the front of their booth, kind of, you can't miss it. So it's worth showing.
Yeah.
Our newest EC series, that's a flip chip COB technology. It is a great essential entry series. We add that to our essential lineup with the COB technology, the flip chip technology. We have a very efficient series. It's nice and deep in black. And it also is very good in reflectiveness, so it's less reflective even though it's a COB product. We also added some additional pieces inside the cabinet to have the installation part quicker. So here we have the quick connectors where you can just use an Allen key to connect to it, and then you have rings around it which stay in place to have an easy and fast installation for it.
I'm glad you showed that, Steph. I'm glad you showed that because the integration of that was critical.
Absolutely.
And, yeah.
I included this next one just for fun because you told me to go back in the booth and look at this.
This is cool. This is really cool.
So this is kind of them being like, look how good our products are, which like awesome. Good for them. This is an old NEC display. And this was donated back to them from the Vienna airport. And it had been running for 175,000 hours and it's still
which was like 20 years, right?
Yeah.
20 straight years. The thing's not been off. And it still works, which is a testament to the multi-sync technology. There's not a lot of products in our industry that 20 years later you could say are still operating, that operated 24 hours a day.
There's not a lot of products ever that like still do that.
It was really impressive. I mean, it was a neat little demo because they're just sort of talking about the strength of the multi-sync. And of course now it's all sharp.
Yes.
Now Samsung introduced spatial signage as well.
Did you get to see this?
I did see it. Yeah. I thought it was really nice. It's for commercial signage applications, and it's 3D, and again 3D without the glass. Obviously, they're taking a shot at what is that Beam company? What is that company that does the boxes?
Yes, I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Hollow plot, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was actually so flat. Like it was a very, very thin like bezel on it, but also like the actual width of it was quite flat.
It looked like it jumped out at you, and people looked like they were standing there in front of you. So in their case, they're promoting it for concierge type services, right? Or retail fashion.
High-end retail, because you can see exactly how it looks on a person. So loved that as well. So Gary, did you get to go check out Insta360? And also
I did not have time to go over there. So I'm excited that
was Hall 1, I think. They're cool. So they come from, action camera market, but now they're huge in UC technology. And these are their two professional 4K AI-powered webcams made for hybrid work, streaming, conferencing, and like they're not just ordinary consumer webcams because they kind of like build on this Link series, but they have bigger sensors, they have smarter tracking. They're made for you to bring it to the office, but then bring it home with you, and made to track you if you need to like be a presenter and up and walking around, it tracks you. So I think the only difference in one model over the other is like one has like a gimbal mount and can kind of follow you a little bit more, whereas the other one's a little more stagnant. But
it's like a professional version of the GoPro.
Yeah.
So Matrox showed the Mira DVW. Now they launched this kind of like privately to Infocom. Meaning they didn't make a big deal about it at Infocom, but it's a distributed IP-based video wall platform. So it's all AV over IP. I believe it is using IPMX technology, if I remember correctly. AV over IP. It's all IP-based, and of course it's aimed at the I wouldn't say high-end command and control. I would say more like command center market. So if you're running like a social media marketing command center, it'd be perfect for something like that. Although it could be used in command and control.
Just enterprise ready, the enterprise market. So
and the processor's all in the cloud for the most part. I mean, you have a hardware product, which is the Mira DVW, but ultimately all the processing is across the network.
Yeah. So this next one, this is from Neutrik, which we've talked about Neutrik before, but this is actually making a lot of noise. People are talking about this on Reddit, so I wanted to include it. This is actually kind of like a sleeper hit, really big for the live events community. So this is the True One connector series, and these are ruggedized, pro-grade connectors. They bring like data interfaces, USB-C, RJ45, fiber into the same like field-ready, IP-rated, roadworthy hardware design that Neutrik has kind of perfected for its other audio and power connectors. So this is really made for those ruggedized environments. It's not going to come apart. Your stuff is going to stay connected and stay weatherproof, which is big. It's bigger than you would think.
Yep. So at ISE, digital signage was big this year, and Spinetics was showing their hub concept as a digital signage hub. They were really promoting digital signage as a service. They have the platform to do it. They have the best cloud-based signage service in the industry. So we have a quick interview with them. Of course, they're 20 years old now, so they were celebrating that, but also the fact that they're really focused on the fact that they have a highly secure on-prem based and cloud-based signage platform.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about is the hub. Tell me a little bit.
Yes, towards this idea of digital signage as a service, we are not only thinking end customer, but we are also thinking about system integrators. The life of a system integrator is not easy. They need to integrate a lot of technologies, not all at the same maturity level. So in the Spinetics hub, we are planning to add all the tools in terms of asset management, license management, monitoring, deployment, update of firmware that the system integrator will need to use to do his job in a better way.
And
all right, so the Jabra Evolve 3 headsets made their debut at ISE. Yeah, I mean, they look like regular headphone stuff.
They do. So they're really cool because, yes, they are a headset, and we have this still image that we'll show you. But they look like a regular pair of headphones that you could wear in the airport, you could wear on the plane. They're also boomless, so they don't have that microphone that sits right here. And I think that is where they really shine, because you don't look lame when you're wearing this in public, like in a coffee shop or something.
Yeah. And
the voice amplification of this is actually really good. I actually got a demo of it. So I was sitting in a little call box and had these on. Someone who works at Jabra was wearing these and talking to me. Her two coworkers were standing beside her talking quite loudly. Couldn't hear a thing other than her.
That's nice. I love my Bose headset, but it's very old. I need something new, so maybe I should take a look at that.
Yeah. Take a look. I'm sure they'll send you a pair if you ask, Gary.
So Epson always does some sort of spectacular feature in their booth, and this year was no different. They had something called the Infinity installation, which used a series of mirrors that they were projecting on. It's really cool. Check out this video so you can understand it. And it was all using 3-chip LCD projectors.
This is a immersive light experience that combines reflections, color, and motion, and really creates an immersive experience for viewers. As you look down, you can actually see how a single beam of light really transforms the space into a living art installation.
All right, I think we have
actually got another angle of that.
Yeah, I was going to say second angle of it.
Because I was walking in and then looking up and looking down. So I thought that was really cool to just make sure you guys saw how cool this was, because this was the huge focal point of their booth. And their booth was another one that I think was one of the busiest on the show floor. You could not get in it at certain times during the week. And okay, the other thing I wanted to bring up, because this was kind of tucked in there. They didn't really talk about this that much, but they should have, because I thought this was the best product for teachers that I saw on the show floor. And this was their brand new classroom switcher.
Yeah, and I think we have a video of it, but it's basically a 4-input switcher that you mount on the wall. All the ports go into it. You mount it wherever you want to put it in the classroom. It has a volume knob, input selection, some basic functionality there. And, Epson years and years ago was in the switching market, but now they're back. Certainly not going to replace anything that Extron or Crestron or anybody like that is doing, but for their own ecosystem, this is a great product. I don't even know they'll bring this to the U.S. I know it'll be a European product, but a lot of times they'll come out with products like this that won't make it to the U.S. We'll have to see if it shows up at InfoCon, but they weren't talking about it. As you said, Steph, it was kind of hidden. And it was like I was on the tour, and they were like, oh, by the way, we have this one thing over here.
I'm
like,
like,
what?
wait, I was
Should have
like,
led
wait,
with
let's
that.
see that.
Yeah. Should have led with that, yeah.
Yeah. So Planar had like kind of a new like update to their E-Series, and it's called the Simplicity E-Series. And it actually adds built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to these 4K signage displays. So it lets you put those screens on the network without adding extra gear. So it's kind of like a nice simplification for these digital signage pieces. So Jeremy explains it a little better than me, so check this video out.
We are debuting the all-new Planar Simplicity E-Series. This series ranges all the way from 43-inch up to 98. It is a 4K LCD display that features 24/7 reliability and an all-new breakthrough in price versus performance value.
All right, Gary, did you get to go on the Christie stand?
I did. Yeah, I did the tour, booth tour.
You saw the new Chorus?
Yeah.
This was a very cool projector. So this
Yeah.
is like, it's also 38 pounds only.
Yeah.
You know that? So check out this video. This is their latest and greatest projector, the Chorus.
It's effectively the evolution of projection. We're using one of the latest DMDs, high efficiency pixel DMD, which makes the product more efficient overall. What that means is we're able to have a smaller footprint because it's easier to cool this technology. It also gives us a very high brightness to lumen ratio. So we offer this product in 10,000 and 14,000 lumens. We also have 8 lenses that are available for this platform. A lot of the lenses are compatible with another series we have called Jazz Series. And we've introduced 2 brand new lenses to go with this platform. This is the ultra short throw lens. It's a periscope type lens, which has a 0.34 to 0.37 throw ratio. And you can also put it in very tight spots and do ceiling to floor projection with this type of lens.
All right. This was another one that people were talking about a bunch on Reddit, but specifically in the live events crowd. So this is Adamson's Milan Bridge. And I think what is cool about this is it kind of is like the next step in making Milan actually deployable. So connects Milan networks to other audio formats, acts as that flexible network endpoint, and simplifies that system design in a lot of those mixed environments. So I think like this is an important product because it's kind of like signaling that industry momentum a little bit.
Yeah, and that platform's going to be more and more popular as time moves on. And of course, Green Hippo is also in the rental staging market, live events market, and they had the new Hypnotizer MX series products, which have ultimately real-time capture of a person, okay, and then AI-driven visual transformation, so you can put that person wherever you want them to be. You could do all sorts of like, logo and special effects things. And check this out. It's a media server on kind of an all-in-one platform ecosystem.
And the fun here is I don't know what's going on behind me. So I've got Nick, who's my buddy over here. He's on the Hypnotizer MX, and he's firing off filters behind me. So why don't you wave, Shay? So that's Shay. And I don't know what's happening. So it could be a Lego filter. It could turn into, we have a hippo filter, which is kind of funky. We have like a warrior. If you could just see Shay's face, it's so much fun. But this is a bit of fun, but it shows the power of Hypnotizer MX and the adaptability that we can run these third-party apps on our hardware and make magic like this.
All right, next up, I kind of wanted to talk about Symmetrix's Cognio a little bit. This was another one that people were talking about it a lot. So this is a product that kind of eliminates the need for dedicated processors. So it is like a software-driven audio-video control ecosystem. It basically allows you to think software first and then apply the hardware later. And so it's Symmetrix's like next generation platform for their DSP hardware.
And it makes sense that they would do it this way, Steph, because they're in the Excite ecosystem as well.
Mm-hmm.
So check this out.
Yeah. All right.
And then Vectorworks introduced Spotlight at the show, which is a live events design software, live events focused software platform that allows designers to plan, visualize, and document lighting, video, staging, and rigging systems in 2D and 3D, either one, so that when they're planning something out and they show up on site, they'll know exactly where things are placed. It basically expedites what a project manager would normally do. And it is now available. And of course, Vectorworks has done some phenomenal job with all their different software tools.
Yep. So check this video out.
We produce a graphic application for the entertainment. Our product is called Vectorworks Spotlight, and it is a product that is for events, shows, and anything that is related to the entertainment. We're part of the NVR and GDTF group, and we have presence all around the world. Just think about like the biggest shows, and most likely most of the people that will be using Vectorworks. We not only support all the major brands and the lighting, but also on the consoles.
All right, Gary, you are a big fan of Uniguest. You've been a huge
I mean, I think they do a great job with their software. I mean, they're the only exclusively software-based signage company that is aimed at every possible market. You have AppSpace, which is mostly corporate, but Uniguest has a retail, it has a hospitality, it has an education, it has a corporate, it has even government hub, they call them. Yes. And so they have, this, what we're going to show you is what they call Healthcare Hub, which is a patient engagement platform that includes, television shows playing in their, we're showing it now, television, in a hospital room, but also it allows the patient to look at their own file. It replaces the physical whiteboard with a digital whiteboard in the room. There's a version of it that works on an iPad as well if you want to have it right there at the patient bed. So it's all in a digital signage platform. So it's more than signage. It's really sort of accessing, your Epic platform, for tracking your own healthcare while you're in a hospital. But they have this for every application, right? They have this for higher education. They have this for hospitality. They have it. So if you do the same thing in a hotel room where you're able to watch TV on the television, but also the hotel can send you content in addition to the regular check-in, check-out kind of features and things like that. And where's my meeting features, wayfinding. So it's Uniguest. Like I said, they're the company that has a software-only platform that uses pretty much anyone's hardware.
Yeah, they're very cool. Next up, I want to show you guys OptiSign's new OptiDev AI app builder. It's an AI-powered digital signage content platform. You can generate and customize and deploy your content without any design or coding experience. So check this video out.
So with this, it's super easy. There's no coding experience required. You can go in and fully create a website, a directory, a kiosk, maybe even a game just from scratch, just by telling it what you want. So it goes from prompt to screen very easily. So what I have here is actually a hospitality vineyards check-in management and exploration. And I simply just went in and told it what I wanted it to look like, and it fully created the entire website, the HTML, the design, and we're actually going to publish it, host it, and integrate it into OptiSigns, our digital signage CMS system. And I can show you it over here on our Opti Kiosk 32. This is our Android kiosk system. I've already went ahead and pushed it. We have a lot of industry-ready apps that we can do, but with that one, we're gonna go over here, and you can see what I built over there is already published online, integrated directly into OptiSigns, and you can mess around with it, and it is a fully developed app.
All right, so Steph, I know that you've been a big fan of NetSpeak since they started. They are an AI platform specifically helping integrators sell services that help the customer. So I think customers will like this, integrators will like this, because it sort of like allows you to, if there's a problem with the room, talk to the room and ask it what could possibly be wrong with the room. If something's not working, you're not seeing what you're supposed to see on the screen, it will use AI to walk you through the room. And what happens is, as you put it in, it learns what products you have in the room, and it learns how to operate the room so that you can use your voice, why they're called NetSpeak, use their voice to talk to the room and have it fix itself. That platform has gotten stronger and stronger every single time I've seen it demoed, and this is the best I've ever seen it. So check this out.
Check this out.
Now, one of the main use cases that a lot of organizations face is that users or that rooms get disrupted. Somebody makes a change in one of the settings, and what happens is that when users go in for their meeting, they have a broken experience. So what I'm going to do is on the monitor here, I'm going to act like a user who goes into the room, changes the input on the monitor, wants to watch the car race, lowers the volume, ends up muting the system, and then leaves the room. We're all familiar with someone going in, breaking the experience. And what most organizations do is they provide something like a room check. They have a human being that goes into the room to test to make sure everything's working in the morning. What we've done is we've automated this process with Lena. And so what you're seeing here, and this is the Lena console, and this is the what we call Lena Canvas. In here I can have different personas, so I want a presentation on one day, or I may want to schedule every day of the week to be a video conference. And what we're going to do is we're going to run a manual room check right now. And what's great about this is that it's very easy that anyone can configure this. It almost requires no training in order to set this up. So any generalized IT person can do this.
All right. Always, every year, people ask us if we've seen LG's magnet, and so I figured we would include it. We're going to show this beside us. It looks, of course, better than ever. This is the flagship chip-on-board model. So as you can see, gorgeous. Superior contrast, and it now has a fiber connection, so it can be a little further from that control than it could be in the past. And of course, LG's magnet, that is what the people flock to see. LG also had a cool installation on the outside of their booth, but the magnet is always what people come back to see. They love it.
So a couple of years ago, Listen Technologies and Amtronic collaboratively launched a new product line that used Bluetooth Aura technology for assistive listening. And now they're shipping the product. They have a version called Listen Wi-Fi now that's network-based. So watch this video, because if you're servicing hospitality, any kind of applications like churches and large gatherings where there's going to be people in the crowd that need assistive listening, whether they're hard of hearing or there's just a lot of ambient noise going on, any kind of environment like that, or you're doing an environment where you're doing tours and you want people to be able to move from place to place and hear different content, this is a perfect system for them.
Kind of what's new, something we've been showing has been in our proximity-based beacon. So that's what this is. This is actually a beacon we made mainly for security purposes, but it automates the process. So this beacon can create a fence. So if you are listening to any of the audio streams through the Listen Wi-Fi app, which is a free app you can download on the Apple iStore or Google Play Market, but that beacon allows you to, once you leave that area, that audio drops out. So any multi-room scenario, we are the first to market to kind of make it so you could actually have a secure audio over Wi-Fi system. So definitely take a look at that beacon. As far as the rest of the hardware here, we do have anywhere from a 2-channel analog or 2-channel Dante all the way to a 16-channel server. So this obviously is ideal for assistive listening, but can do multiple languages. We've been really, really good at being able to have this put onto an existing network. We have an entire diagnostics guide on how you could configure that with existing networks as well. So definitely check it out. I mean, there's no network too big or too stringent that we wouldn't want to be able to play with.
New rAVe has also made a lot of noise lately with its HDX. This is an adaptive full room audio solution, and this is for those large conference spaces, which was previously kind of like the one hole in their offerings, because they had small room, they had mid room. What they didn't have was that large room system, that large room capability, and now they have that, and James is going to walk you through exactly what that is, so check out.
Yeah, and remember that as you watch this, you can actually connect up to 4 external mics to this too. So it's for even gigantic rooms too. You could have a person with a lavalier mic or a handheld mic in addition to 2 other people mic'd in the room as well.
Thank you. Forgot about that. Yes, check out this video.
The HDX system is designed to provide exceptional in-room and remote audio for large spaces, all the way up to 12 by 18 meters. The rAVe HDX system is designed to solve really 4 key audio challenges in rooms. It provides full-range distributed audio for playing media and movies and voice for video conferencing. It provides full room microphone coverage using our microphone mist technology. It helps people in the room hear each other using both voice amplification and voice lift. It also supports assistive listening with built-in Auracast.
So I mentioned a little while ago app space and how they've kind of nailed the software space for digital signage in the workplace. They have a new version of their application that they introduced at ISE. Again, it's designed for collaboration workspaces, for signage. They can, of course, connect to any of the Zoom or Teams signage platforms as well. Remember, there's signage built into those platform stuff. And AppSpace is the software platform that a lot of people use for that. So check out this, because this is specifically for employee and visitor communications.
Yeah. So next up, I wanted to bring up Q-SYS's Room Suite, which they were having a huge line for the demo of this at their booth. I didn't actually get to go do it myself, but it's basically a collaboration system from QSC. It standardizes and simplifies like those medium to large space AV deployments. So it's integrated hardware.
Yeah, by the way, I should mention while you're, sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
I think this is a good time to message QSC, because they're always asking us, why don't we show their demo on this replay? Why don't you send us an invitation so we don't have to wait in line for 45 minutes to get in? Because we have very small time windows. So if you want us to see the demo, find a way to let us in. That's what Shure does. That's what Sennheiser does. That's what Crestron does. That's what everyone does, and it makes it a whole lot easier. We would love to show this, because I think people are going, wait, why didn't you wait in line, Steph? That's what they're going to say when you say that.
I wish I had the hour to 2 hours to do that, but again, I don't usually. I'm usually running. We're both running. We're just blurs on the show floor. We're very haggard.
I'm happy that they did have a line, though. It means I was curious how they were going to show up at the show. Were they going to be QSC or the Agility? We were wondering that as well, but they're clearly still QSC and doing the same thing.
Yeah, check this out.
Of course, you can do all kinds of amazing spaces. We've got a whole tour on this booth talking about more complex spaces with automation and AI and all that stuff. But sometimes you just need a meeting room that works really well, and importantly, is easy and fast to mass deploy. So if we come over here, let me tell you a little bit about how Room Suite really works. What we've been able to do is consolidate a lot of different pieces of hardware into 2 pieces of hardware, because in a typical Q-SYS room, you're going to need a network switch, you're going to need video encode, decode, you're going to have DSP control, and you're going to have an expander for the table with USB connectivity, and another network switch maybe for devices on the table. Typically an integrator, they're going to put all that together themselves and have to do a lot of extra programming and commissioning. Here we just have the Room Suite base bundle, which includes both of these things. Now, this makes it so easy to install, because all you have is the processor over here, you have the expander over here, single cable between them with PoE++ driving this, so really fast install. But with a normal Q-SYS system, you've got to program it using Q-SYS Designer software. Now that's still way easier than almost anyone else in the industry, but with Room Suite, we've made it even easier still. So you're able to use a simple web configuration tool to connect all your normal Q-SYS peripherals, products like the NC90, the NMT1 microphone and soundbars and other kind of speakers and cameras, touch panels of course, you connect them straight to the processor, you can configure it right here. Now the other thing that can be challenging if you want to make a really wonderful UCI, you probably want to spend a bit of time with Graphic Designer and programming that, and you can do that in Q-SYS with any system, but with Room Suite, we actually generate a UCI for you on the fly while you're commissioning. So you tell it, this is a Teams room, this is a Zoom room, this is a BYOD system, and then from here you can essentially have a UCI generated for you.
All right. Last thing we have to show you, and it is from our one of our sponsors, Shure, and this is a clip of an interview I did with Boris Siebert, and he is so cool, first of all, so definitely, if you have a chance to meet him, talked to him, and he is basically like their head of strategic partnership. So he kind of just started like 6 months ago, and he talks about like what it is, what Shure has been doing this past year, what they're looking forward to doing, and a little bit about things that he calls Shure moments. So check this out to find out what a Shure moment is, and we'll be right back to end our show.
First of all, how has the show been for you?
Wow, it's the only word that comes to my mind is wow. The energy at the show just in general is high, but the vibe that's going on in our booth right now is pretty outstanding. So yes, like things are wow.
And this is your first trade show since joining the Shure team, so how has that experience been?
It is, I'm having what I call Shure moments. Yes. And the experiences not only with our partners and relationships, but the storytelling from our partnerships and from our customers have really provided these moments where I'm going, this is what Shure is about.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a fantastic company, and what an announcement, by the way. Like, literally rocked my world last week. They're like, by the way, hey, we have a video bar. We're in the video market now. And I was like, huh?
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So first of all, tell me a little bit about the decision to enter the market and what that says about, where Shure's heading.
Well, I think the biggest thing to say is we're providing a foundation for this AI workplace. I mean, just start with that concept and enabling customers to really enjoy those experiences and where we're going with that. And in short, I would say we're heading into becoming very much an innovation company versus just an audio experience company.
That's a great way of looking at the future of the meeting room, because while audio is the most important part of any meeting, because you do need to be heard for people to collaborate with you, it's so much more than just that. There's this whole culture of collaboration. There's this whole AI that everyone wants to use in meetings now. So I'm picking up what y'all are laying down.
Yeah, and at first you would say, okay, audio is important, but we're not just doing audio anymore. We are now the data input to the AI platform. So think now we're the eyes and ears of the meeting room, and we're now in the video camera business where we're doing articulation that allows us to have a front of room bar that's scalable and also deployable for IT, but at the same time not making compromises for those medium and large size rooms with one device in the front.
All right, Gary, thank you so much for doing this with me. We talked about a lot of products. It was like 40, right?
Something like, it was a lot. Put it that way. How's that?
And we always just throw them at you really quickly because that's what we're good at.
But there's still more. If you want to see 2,250 more videos, you can go to rAVepubs.com/ISE. Here's a picture of our team that shot the videos and did all the behind the scenes stuff. This was like the day I left, so I'm not in this picture. But in any case, this is everybody but me that was at ISE, and we have our our amazing video shooters as well. And y'all had a great team dinner without me this year too, I understand.
Yeah, we did. It was really good. It was at a lovely restaurant called Fisk Bar, and it was delicious. So sorry you couldn't be there.
I'm sure glad you didn't invite me to that. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I can't go to the shows like this like I used to. I only went for 2 days, not
You
Steph's
did.
fault.
You did. You didn't suffer through the whole week, so you didn't get your prize that was dinner.
That's right.
So,
but anyway, don't forget to check out all of our coverage at rAVepubs.com/ISE. And we'll be doing the same thing for all the big shows this year. And of course, the next giant show is going to be InfoComm this summer. But we have some other small shows between now and then, don't we?
Yeah, we do. The next show that I am covering, I'm going to, E4 in DC. I will be there for like a day because DC is just a hop, skip, and a jump here from Raleigh, North Carolina. And then I will be at ISC West in Las Vegas. And then I will be at NAB again in Las Vegas. So I really just have kind of like a residency like
What
Mariah.
about Enterprise Connect? Are you doing that too, or are we doing that this year?
No, not Enterprise Connect this year. It moved. When it was in Orlando, I could just get there really easily. And now it's
where is it now?
It's either in Vegas or San Francisco. Somewhere that is no longer easier for me to get there. So yeah, I'm not going this year. But
the show seemed to be kind of losing its focus on collaboration and seemed to be going more and more towards telephony.
Yeah, telephony, telecommunications. So I had to weigh the cost versus benefit this year of attending. Versus and also my mental health going out west that much.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, look, thanks for watching everything. Like I said, one last time, you can go see everything at raypubs.com/ISE. Thanks to our producer, Emily, in the back end, keeping all this together for us to do these live replays after the show. And thanks for all of you for supporting everything that we do. And Steph, always awesome doing this with you.
Yes, Gary, thank you for doing this with me. It is always a lot of fun. I think we just have fun talking. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, make sure to check out a few of our next events. We have one coming up with Zones, another one coming up at the end of the month, all about AI and the ethical considerations that go with AI. Y'all asked me to make sure that I did an event for that. So you're welcome, and you better register or else. Thank you. All right. Have a good day, everybody. See ya.